a letter to the FBI that was purportedly utilized in the prosecution of Julie and Todd Chrisley has viewers of Chrisley Knows Best wondering what it means, especially since Lindsie Chrisley was accused by Savannah of aiding the government in the conviction of her parents. The two women are engaged in a heated argument. It all started when Lindsie was told by Savannah not to go to her parents' appeal hearing. I find it funny because Lindsie's so-called lawyer wants to say that I'm using her as a punching bag for my emotions, which is not true at all because I go off of facts. Savannah Chrisley said on a podcast with Jason Tardik in February, "The 2 years she spent interviewing for the FBI are the basis for the interviews I'm using with you." She said, "In my opinion, she played a pivotal role in this entire disaster. The fact remains, nevertheless, family ties are not necessarily based on blood. It appears that Lindsie Chrisley tried to put some distance between herself and the tax probe in 2017. When court documents were served on Todd Chrisley, she was accompanied by her son. Thus, she allegedly maintained communication with Joshua Waits, who headed the Door Office of Special Investigations. So the story goes, her only motivation was to keep her son safe. But word got out that Todd Chrisley thought Lindsie had betrayed them to the tax authorities. Obtaining official documents in 2022 allowed the Daily Mail to allege that Todd's eldest daughter had cooperated with the Georgia Tax Department. There was additional news regarding a lengthy interview with the FBI. Thus, the fact that Lindsie testified in support of her parents came as a surprise to the viewers of Chrisley Knows Best. Furthermore, she ignored previous claims about a sex date. The court and the jury were irritated by that. Maybe that's the reason Savannah and her sister are still at odds. Court documents indicate that Lindsie Chrisley penned a letter addressed to the FBI. Chrisley Knows Best subreddits are curious as to whether or not it is true. Not all documents were available for press reporting because the case wasn't televised. An accusation was made by Lindsie before the FBI that her father had threatened her with a sex tape. Todd Chrisley threatened to release the information if she didn't lie for him in the 2 tax cases, she implied. Maybe the judge in the federal case in Atlanta read her a letter to explain her abrupt change of heart while she was testifying. This week, a Chrisley Knows Best fan on Reddit inquired as to whether or not anyone was aware of the FBI letter that was shown during the trial of Julie and Todd Chrisley. A question was posed by the op. Some commenters seemed to get a strong impression that a letter was perused. Some individuals have no idea, and many more have made assumptions based on the family's animosity. When she testified on behalf of her parents, the government brought up a letter she wrote before they forgave her. All of this was initiated by Mark Braddock. Sick. I seem to recall something about her expressing fear of Todd, but I can't be sure. In one of today's posts regarding this, someone included an email from court transactions. Frankly, it didn't seem that terrible. Could they be referring to another one? I'm not entirely sure.